Don't be bamboozled by the enemy. Listen, unforgiveness has a sound. It is so easy to make the decision, and I'm not going to even say it's easy to make the decision because sometimes, depending on the level of hurt that has happened, it's hard to get to that place to say, I'll forgive you or I forgive you. And it's hard because of the hurt, because of the betrayal, because of the trauma that you caused. And so when we get to the place of where we make the decision to say, I forgive you, for some reason, we believe that it's all said and done. But depending on the level of hurt that has happened, you could rehearse those words, but there's a process in the healing of the hurt and the pain behind it. And so sometimes something will happen and you say, I forgive you. But if you are still hurting, if you're still broken, if you're still living in the pain of what was done to you, it comes out in conversation. What are you talking about, Dr. Katrina? So, over 20 years ago, I went through infidelity in my marriage. And when I made the choice and the decision to stand and fight for my marriage, I had to forgive my husband. And even though I made that decision and that choice, it took some years to heal and to get to a place to when I had conversations about cheating or when I had conversations about my husband or different things or as triggers and reminders or memories would come up that it didn't cause me to hurt or to feel some kind of way. But after doing my work and getting to the place of where I had healed, I can have the conversation and I'm not bleeding on other people. And so I want to encourage you. There may be a violation that has happened. There could be a fraction in a relationship between you and a daughter, you and your son, you and your spouse, your mate, you and a church person, on your job, whomever the person is, and where the relationship has been violated. Know and understand that once you make the decision to forgive, you still have to do some work. You still have to get to down to the nitty gritty of what caused it. And so, just because I tell you that I forgive you, it doesn't mean that I'm not still hurting because of what you did, because I had an expectation. And here's the thing, you guys, with expectations, a lot of times they're uncommunicated. So I had an expectation for you to show up for me. I expected you to be honest. I expected you to be loyal. I expected you to visit me when I was sick. I expected you to check on me. I expected you to come to my child's graduation. I had all these expectations, but you never communicated them. And then when the person doesn't do it, it brings about hurt, it brings about offense. You want to walk away from the relationship, and it's like, oh, I'm good, I forgave him, or I forgave him, I'll never forget it. Well, if you're saying you forgave but you'll never forget, that means that there's still some hurt there, there's still some pain, there's still some trauma. So I just want to bring awareness to that. Like, don't be tricked to say, oh, I'm good, and then there's others listening to you and they hear the hurt behind it, because unforgiveness, believe it or not, it has a sound. And so you can talk about a situation that happened all day, but the difference is if you're hurting, you can hear it. You can hear the callousness of how you're holding the conversation. Your words communicate that you are still hurt, versus a person sharing with you a situation and there's no emotion attached to it. There's nothing there. Like, there's not a preponderance of the conversation because I need to get this out. And so I just want to challenge you today to really take an assessment of where you are, especially in this walk when we talk about forgiving people and forgiving others, because it's so important for you to forgive, because it's not for the other person. Forgiveness is really for you, and it's to free your heart and to open you up to a place to where you can heal and to where you won't have bitterness and resentment and anger and all of the things. And when you haven't truly healed, even though you've said, I forgave you, the bitterness, the anger, the resentment, the hurt, the betrayal, it comes out in your communication and you don't even realize it. But others in the room do. Others in the room recognize it. And so I just want to challenge you today to take an assessment of your sound. And if you're not really sure what I mean, start listening to what you say when you have conversations around certain things, whether it's around infidelity or around somebody not visiting you when you were sick, or if it has anything to do with the way your boss treated you on your job. Somebody else got the promotion and you should have gotten it. You know, they gave it to somebody else. Now you have to train them and you feel some kind of way. Really listen to how you sound. And I know that sounds crazy, but I want you to be healed from it. So don't think that just because you still hear the brokenness, the resentment, and the anger, and all of the things where, you know, I don't need to do any more work, or I already forgave you. Just stop and take a beat and take an assessment. And you know what? If you're still in a place where I do forgive, I make the choice, because forgiveness is really just a choice and a decision. It's not a feeling. You ain't just go feel good because you forgave a person. It's just a decision. And I choose to forgive you because I don't want to block my stuff up. I don't want to block my heart up. I don't want to block my peace up. I don't want to block my flow up. I need too much from God to allow the infraction that you cause to sit and to resonate with me and to build these walls. So I'm going to make the decision to do it. But after I make the decision to forgive you, I have to do the work so that I don't have hurt and bitterness and spill out and bleed out on other people. And that's what I want to help you all do today, or challenge you to do today, and to really just take a beat and acknowledge and assess where you are, own where you are. And if you still hear bitterness and hurt and anger, it's okay. Keep doing your work. Ask God to place forgiveness in your heart toward the person. Ask God to show you, why is this hurting me so bad? Why am I still holding on to this? I said I forgave him. I see him, I speak to him, I talk to him, I do all the things. But I noticed that when I had the conversation, down the road, I didn't realize that there was still something under the rug that I hadn't dealt with. God, what is that? Why do I still feel the way that I feel about the situation and how it was handled? And so get your healing for real. Don't be one of those people to say, oh, I got it together. Oh, I'm good. I already forgave them. And you still walking around bleeding on other people, because we can hear it. Even if you can't hear it, we can hear it. So don't get stuck. Don't allow yourself to be bamboozled. Do your work, get healed, and go on about your merry way, because forgiveness is for you. It is not for the other person. And at the end of the day, whatever happened, there was purpose behind it. There was a lesson to be learned. And so just make sure you get the lesson so you don't have to keep having those same repeat tests. Okay? Be blessed. Dr. K.
High volume. Am I really that much?